Hi everyone, my name is Makaila and I'm a current fourth year student here at Grinnell. From day one, Grinnell students are assigned a career advisor. It can choose up to 2 industry expert advisors. Grinnell is the only college in our peer group to assign a career coach to students their first year. These advisors meet with students one-on-one and provide them professional and personal advice. This is an opt-in, not opt-out model, which allows students to start talking with their career advisors as early as the first year and not fall through the cracks. Every week, the Career, Life, and Services Department, also called CLS for short, has around 240 weekly contacts with students. In fact, more than 99% of Grinnell students engage with CLS before graduation.
Hi, I'm Parikshit. The CLS has helped me quite a bit with my internships. Since my first year, I used to go a lot to my Exploratory advisor, who also recommended that I should go meet with Makaila, who's the director for the Business and Finance Career Community at the CLS.
Hi, I'm Livia. I interned at Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. I have worked with the tech community with Sarah Barks and Sasha from the CLS, and they've helped me curate my resume for internships. For this one specific, Sarah helped me write the personal statements and all the little essays that came with it and kind of highlight my interdisciplinary background, and that's ultimately what got me the positions. The CLS helped me find opportunities that narrowed down the ones that made most sense to me, as well as they've continued helping me with that now in my graduate school search, kind of finding programs that are a good match for me and helping me understand what all the requirements are. So yeah, all this time they've helped me make sure my application is in its best possible format.
My name is Tracey. Last summer I worked at a company called Talking Tables. I use the individualized advising, so I worked with Mike Lawrence, and I met with him quite frequently and was able to direct me to the business and finance internship program that Grinnell hosts. I think developing relationships with these advisors and then also finding and expanding your network is a integral part of trying to branch out and trying to find out like what you want to do in your life.
The good parts of being in Grinnell is that you can have very different interests and all of them can come together in unique experiences that the CLS can help you with. What initially I wanted to work on was broadly the energy industry, and that's when as a first year I wasn't really certain of what that could mean in terms of career opportunities, but also experiences across campus and across the world. And that's something the CLS really helps you figure out. So my first summer I was doing field research in the eastern coal fields of India, but in my second summer I was working for an energy commodities company in London, and they were very distinct experiences. And I think your core interest is something that guides you through all these different experiences, and that's something the CLS is really well equipped in helping you with, and they help you figure out what your core interests can translate into in terms of actual experiences. And of course, they will connect you with other alumni and other students who are doing similar work, and they will also always be there to guide you through it. What that has helped me with is to narrow down the kind of workspaces I like, the kind of work that I really want to do, the kind of work cultures I want to be in, including the countries I want to work in. And I think all of these are very important factors in figuring out what I want to do post Grinnell. And that could be looking at graduate schools, but of what kind of graduate schools do I want? What kind of academic work is something that matters to me?
I interned at Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. It was a mix of history, climate science, and computer science. I think what was most special about my role was bringing in my background as a comp sci and English major to analyze if there were patterns in the annotations that the sailors made. Summer fellowship made me more certain that I would enjoy the day-to-day life in grad school, because since I was doing scientific writing, experimentation, coding, communicating with my advisor, working in a team, so all the basic skills that you need to be able to do in grad school, and I really enjoyed that process. It solidified for me that I want to go to grad school for the right reasons.
One of the great things about internships in Grinnell is that you're not bound by questions of finance and cost, because Grinnell does have a lot of funding available if you have experiences that you really want to do but are perhaps unpaid or low paid. When I went to do mining research in India, it was something that was completely funded by Grinnell, and I could not have even done that had I not had the funding and the support of the institution.
I've used the career grant, it's called the professional development grant, I believe, to go to conferences. I'm using the graduate school grant to do the grad school exams, so just using all the resources that Grinnell offers for that.
Not only does Mike help me with my resume, but he also really helps me with getting in touch with alumni who are really always eager to talk to Grinnell students. One of the highlights of the CLS is that it runs a program together with our Alumni Relations Office called Mentor Grinnell. This is a program where alumni decide to tell students about their life experiences and they mentor students, and it's a long-term program that you can be committed to. You are matched with alumni based on the interests that you have, but also the skills that you really want to learn about and the experiences that you really want to know more about.
Students can also job shadow with alumni and receive funding to do so, starting from their first year. These are called externships. In 2024, around $44,000 was dedicated to the externship program.
And it's one of those fundamental experiences where you get to talk to alumni who've had the same journey as you or similar journeys as you. And I think that's something that's quite beneficial, but also at the same time, they give you a lot of perspective about what it means to have a Grinnellian education, what it means to have graduated from this college and go out into the world and do amazing work.
Another resource that I use to help me find internships and then also to just expand networks is by reaching out to Grinnell's alumni, and specifically by going to the Dessert with Trustees and just talking and meeting with the trustees there. So a lot of the trustees that I talked to were actually huge helps to me during the whole internship process, and then also were just great mentors for me just in general. They gave me a lot of good life advice, and it really helped me put things into perspective that even though your 4 years at college is very important, there's always so much more to look forward to. So even if you don't get an internship this summer, you can always take that summer and change it into learning a new skill, or just working at your local company, because those are all skills that can be used for a lifetime. So I really like to reach out to the alumni of Grinnell and also like the trustees, and then just hear what they have to say, what life lessons, what goals that they have, for their life, and then like what lessons they have to teach me. I think it's super important to take advantage of being at a small school and really strengthening and developing your connections, whether it be through working with a professor on like a research project and just like chatting with them about their daily lives, or just like reaching out to different alumni, or meeting the trustees. I think it's so important, like especially at a small LAC school at Grinnell, to really prioritize and deepen your relationships with adults who have already been through so many stages of their life and have already been through several job processes, to kind of get like an understanding of like where you want to go, where you want to move forward, and what you want to do in your life. And I think like having these connections is really important in helping you guide yourself. My internship was structured in a variety of different ways. So I worked with a team. So I was a supply chain intern at Talking Tables, and I worked with the supply chain team. Talking Tables is a sustainable B Corp corporation in London. It mostly focuses on being environmentally friendly. This experience has taught me a lot about where I want to live for my next years in my life, and then also just like what I want to do in general. So I had always toyed around with the idea of potentially moving abroad, but being on my own, living by myself for those 7 to 8 weeks really cemented the fact that I do want to move abroad and potentially work in a different country. After Grinnell, I'm probably going to go pursue my MBA, but then also again probably lean into more of that consulting and government, because that is a lot of research based, and I think it provides a unique and good blend of my political science and economics double major.
Grinnell and the CLS helped me communicate who I was and what I was interested in. Was that I was matched with a really incredible advisor. Her name is Dr. Caroline Humenhofer, an incredible team as well during my internship. So that definitely made a world of difference in my internship experiences, just being around people who I could learn from, but I just enjoyed their company. I've continued to work with my research advisor remotely, and her and I are going to a conference in Vienna this April. It's called the European Geophysical Union Conference, and I'm presenting my research there at a session about textural data in the climate sciences and the earth sciences. So very interdisciplinary. I'm very happy that my background has led to that.